welcome back to AnalytixCloud. This is Gaurav. So today I'm kicking off a new series which is aimed at helping you transition into data engineering. So even if you have come from a different tech or if even if you have come from non-tech background, in this particular project example, we will be working with a well-known brand which is Shell and crafting an end-to-end real-world data engineering project. So whether you have got the skills but need that one standout project for your portfolio, or you're just curious how real data pipelines in industries like oil and gas works, so this is for you. Okay, so let's dive into the tools, architecture, hands-on steps that will make you job ready. Okay, so let's get started. So today we will start for the project loyalty program analytics. Okay, so we have already published a video earlier in our analytics cloud channel that was for Microsoft Azure end-to-end data engineering project. Okay, so that project was also for a oil and gas industry company. Okay, and this series is again for an oil and gas industry company but for a different project. Okay, so there could be multiple projects that would be running for one company, right? So this particular project is majorly focused around loyalty program. Okay, and what analytics or what kind of a data or what reports that is being generated from that loyalty program. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss in this project. Okay, and we will also be looking into other projects of this maybe after this loyalty program project. So for those or for the people who are looking to change their um, career into data engineering from any tech or non-tech background, and we expect like you have an understanding of basics skills that is required for data engineering, let's say SQL, Python, PySpark, some cloud, Azure, AWS or GCP, and some Databricks experience, but you are lagging behind some real world project which you could add into your resume so that you could show an experience to an organization that you have worked as a data engineer. Because after a few years of experience into some other tech background, it becomes real bit little bit difficult to get into data engineering project until unless you do not have experience into it, right? So today we will study about this loyalty program analytics, and I will try my level best to make you guys understand from very basics, started from the very basics and go little bit deep. First we will understand the use case, first we will understand the business, their KPI, and then we will get into the tech part of it, right? Then we will start with why do we need those data engineering pipelines or data engineering notebooks, what kind of problem that we are solving, what is the business outcome that we are getting from the development or that we are doing, or what is the role of a data engineer there. Okay, so it's very important to understand the business first before you directly jump into that technology part of it. Okay, so let's try and let's go together. Please follow our channel to get the latest updates of whatever videos that we put. Also, if you have any doubts, please put your comments and we will try to revert back on it as soon as possible. Okay, so let us try to understand first what is loyalty. So loyalty is a very generic term and most of the people would understand, right? Like it's basically kind of a strategy, I would say, which is used by companies to encourage their customers so that they can repeatedly purchase products from them by offering some kind of a rewards, benefits or personalized experiences, right? So it basically creates a reason for any customer to keep coming back. Okay, so for any company there would be two type of customers. Okay, let's say there would be anonymous customer, and then there would be loyalty customers. So the customers who are signed up to their programs or to their applications or to their website are those customers basically whose information is stored in their company's database, right? If um, let's say if I use any application, let's say if I'm talking about a Shell have their own application. So a lot of people go to the Shell fuel station, they do not have any application, they are not even aware about it, and then they simply go and fuel their car, and they just move out, right? But let's say if you have downloaded the Shell app, if you have registered to it, let's say if you have done a sign up, right, it might ask you your phone number or email ID, and then they might give you an OTP, and then you will be a registered customer to Shell, right? So as soon as you registered or as soon as you signed up, you are now a loyalty customer for Shell. Okay, so any transaction that is done by you now will come into loyalty transactions. Okay, similarly, for those people who has not signed up yet or who has not downloaded the application or not signed up, so those are anonymous transactions that usually happens, right? For so any um, you know let's say any kind of a campaign or loyalty rewards that a company will run will be mostly on the people who are already signed up or who are loyalty customers to them. And what they would need is they want their existing loyalty customers to be their loyalty customer for a longer duration, so that they will repetitively come to their stores and do some purchases. Also, for those customers who are anonymous customers, they want to convert them to a loyalty customers, right? So if you see, loyalty is like a kind of a customer retention strategy, where what company will do is company will identify an individual customer. Let's say if I am a customer to the Shell, let's say it will identify customer. Okay, and let's say once the customer is identified, it will track the behavior of the customer. Okay, and then it will provide incentive to influence that customer for repeat purchases. Okay, so now let's try to understand this. Okay, we are saying that it will first identify the customer, it will track the behavior of the customers, then it will provide incentive to influence that customer for repeat purchases, right? So it's not just about the rewards, but it's like a controlled behavior optimization, where they the company is trying to control your or optimize your behavior, so that you will keep on doing repetitive purchase for the products that belongs to that company, right? So if you see, for any Shell fuel stations, apart from just the fuel, they will also have a mini kind of a store where they will provide you some beverages, and a lot of other options that are available to and that store as well, right? You will also have a coffee shop, something like that, right? So all of these transactions or all of these stores, so it's not just about the fuel transactions that is happening, but it is all there are also non-fuel transactions that is happening in the Shell fuel stations. Like if you can buy some car perfume, if you could buy some beverages, if you buy some coffee. So these are the transactions that is happening apart from fuel, which is non-fuel transactions. So if you see, if I'm talking about this transaction here, so it is like kind of a two types of transaction, which is fuel transactions, other is non-fuel transactions. Correct. Now let's try to understand loyalty a bit more. Okay, so I have a Shell website open. Okay, however, in the Shell website we do not have much information on the loyalty rewards, so I would suggest please download the Shell application and do register there, okay, in order to understand how this rewards work. Okay, there are a lot of things that is still yet to be added in the Shell app. I've been worked into other oil and gas companies where they have a lot of other options available into the reward section, which I do not see in the Shell as of now. Okay, but still you have few other options that is currently available, and I hope that they might be coming up with some new features as well later. But let's try to understand this as of now. So if you see this, right, this is just an offer promotion and find a fraud and scam alert and all these things. But if I just scroll down a bit, so you'd see this kind of a, you know, a UI in your mobile application that you will download. Okay, so once you download the application, it will ask you to for a sign up. Once you do the sign up, then you have become now a loyalty customer to Shell, right? So now what you're supposed to do, let's say once you go to any Shell fuel station, okay, you just scan your QR code. So there will be a QR code that will be associated with your ID, which is loyalty ID. Correct. To that loyalty ID there will be a QR code. If you just scan that QR code, then basically you just fill up your car with whatever fuel that you need, and then even if you want to shop something, you can just go to that store and buy something. And then for all these transactions that you do, you will get some Go Plus points. Okay, and that Go Plus points that you will get because of these transactions, you can redeem it to get some kind of a rewards. So what it does, it basically for gives you some kind of a reward for every transaction that you do, right? Let's say, let's take an example of any other fuel station, let's say HP or Indian Oil. Let's say for now they are not using this app. I'm just giving a random example. Okay, I'm not sure if they're using it or not, but let's just assume that they are not using any kind of a reward program, right? So now you have, since you know this, that whenever I do any transaction here and I'm already a loyalty customer, so I will be getting some kind of a point which I could, convert it to into some kind of a rewards. So why to go to other fuel station? Instead, if I'm getting some rewards here, you will keep on going to this Shell in order to increase your points. Correct. So just like if you have, let's say they will have an options, right? Let's say for this point you can redeem this product. If you gain some more points, you can redeem some better product, right? So you will have that thing in your mind that you need to increase your points to get that particular product, right? So this is nothing but a kind of a strategy these companies are doing so that they can have kind of a repetitive purchasing behavior that is done by any customer. Correct. So I've already I've tried to do some casting, to see how this application works. Maybe so. This is my Shell application, where if you see, I have, so these are some of the cards that we see, some of the coupons or some of the cards that is being getting flashed here, right? Or different discounts that is available, and these are the point that I have. So currently I have 813 points. Correct. Now if you see, it says that fill 20 liters and treat yourself at rupees 20. So you need to fill this 20 liters to unlock this reward, right? So similarly, we do have different options, like we have stations where you can figure it out which is the nearest Shell station that you have, and then you have if you're into my card, where you will see all these offers that you have, right? So which you can redeem, get 5% off on fueling petrol above 200 rupees and so on. And then here you have awards, and then here you have accounts. They do not have any much things as of now, but let's try to understand these redeems, right? So you have I have 813 points for now. If I click on redeem, okay, it says that I do not have enough balance to redeem any gift as of now. Okay, let's try to see what all options do we have. Okay, so if you see in the lifestyle, so for 750 points, we can redeem this, which is like flat 100% off on products like this, flat 20% off on this, flat 400%, 400 rupees off on this, right? Similarly, you will have different options. Let's say if I go to fuel, so if we get 8,000 points, then we will get a fuel voucher of rupees 400. You know, so similarly, you have different options. For 175 points, you'll get this Bisleri water, right? For 475 points, you get this, and so on. So for every points, if you see, you have different products that are available. Okay, so this is nothing but that loyalty reward that is being provided to loyalty customers, so that they will have a repetitive behavior to do the purchase. Correct? So now let's try to understand this as a data engineering perspective. So from a data perspective, loyalty is kind of an identify or identity layer added to any transactions, right? If you do not have any kind of a loyalty, then your transaction is an anonymous transaction, or that revenue is an anonymous revenue. If that customer is a loyalty customer, then that revenue is a loyalty revenue. Correct? So getting this data, it enables us to figure out what is the frequency analysis, what is the revenue segmentation, what is campaign attribution, what is churn prediction. So basically, if I if we speak technically, loyalty will convert this anonymous transactions, I would say, into behavioral data assets. Okay, let's take an example. So let's say, for example, if you have a store, let me delete this. So let's take that we have a store which makes $1 million in revenue. Okay, so without loyalty, they know the total sales, that it is $1 million revenue. Now, when I'm talking about loyalty, so what they know, let's say they might know that 20% of customers drive 60% of revenue. Correct? So those high frequency customers, let's say, respond to some email campaigns. And low frequency customers who is visiting very low need to get targeted offers. Right? So if you see, basically, this changes the strategy completely. Right? So loyalty is not just about the point, it's about turning customer behavior into measurable, optimizable data. Correct. So that enables company know that which are the highest frequency customer, which are the lower frequency customers. Accordingly, they will run the campaign to target those customers to become, more to come more frequent. Okay, I hope this is clear, and this is it for the first part of this project. Maybe I would like to have some kind of a feedback from you guys, or just want to understand, please, or maybe you can just put on some comments, or you could just like this video, or you could just follow up our channel so that we could understand that this particular project, uh, if you are interested in to learn more, so that we will keep on continuing this project further. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much, thank you for your time, and happy rest of the day. Bye.